Okay, in this episode of Gadgets for Homesteaders, I'm going to go over the bread slicer that I have right here. And as usual, if you go into the video notes and description, you can jump chapters. So I'm going to do the unboxing and show this unboxed and what's all in the package. And then I will show this slicing bread, gluten-free bread, right out of the oven, which probably should have let it cooled off. And then right now, I'm going to slice some bread, gluten-free homemade bread that has been sitting for a while, so it's a little bit harder. When the gluten-free bread was right out of the oven, it was a little moist and sticky, so the knife did slide a little bit and get a little stuck. But that was because we were impatient, and it's a new recipe, and it's a really good recipe. I'm gonna put it in the show notes. And unfortunately it's not our recipe, but it's with gluten-free bread. Just a really quick thing, gluten is what makes the bread nice and spongy and what makes bread and baked goods good. Gluten-free stuff does not have that. It's usually not as good. So this bread was actually pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go over I'm gonna butcher the name here, the Piklohas bread cutting system. I'm gonna open and unbox it right now, and then we're gonna slice some bread. So as you can see, it comes with a little manual, and it looks like it is already assembled. And you can see the levels for the thickness of the bread slices on here. So you got 1 inch, ½ inch, 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch. This is really nice. Looks like, I don't know what kind of wood it is. Really nice wood, metal features on there. Kind of neat how it's So right now I've got this side set to 1 inch. So I'm assuming you'd want to set there you go, 1 inch level. So you got 1 inch slices. And then here is the knife that comes with the kind of hard to open. Comes with a nice case, little manual, and then, wow, that is an impressive knife. Holy cow. Yeah, it's a pretty sharp knife. Well, let's see how this thing works. We'll slice some bread here. See, it cuts the bread very uniform, and this is actually a gluten-free bread, which is generally hard to do, but my wife is trying a new recipe. And let's see how you can see the yeah, pretty uniform in thickness. And then one of the other cool features on this bread slicer for storage, there is a magnet on the side. You can see it's magneted on there. Like I said, you can adjust the height. We will be using this more as we start making more bread. Okay, here is the bread slicer right here with the magnet on there. It's kind of a really nice knife. I'm gonna set that over here. And as you can see, here's what's left of our bread. So not very thick. So I'm gonna change this, and you can see on the side here where it's got the You know, you got 1/4, 3/4, 1/2, 1 inch, and I think right now we are set on 1 inch slices. So I'm going to change that. So you loosen this, slide this out, and I'm going to go to, well, 1/4's pretty thin. I'm going to go to the 1/2 inch. So you tighten that onto 1/2 inch right there, and then you do the same to this side. Loosen it up, slide it out. And what is nice about this, I don't know if you saw this, this is all wood. The crumb collector is all wood. This comes apart. You can take this apart and clean it perfectly. So if you are a household like us that has gluten-free and non-gluten, you know, gluten items, like I sometimes like to buy my own bagels and stuff like that, I could slice them on this, clean it really good, and not worry about cross-contamination for my wife. Some products have like little nooks and crannies that you just cannot clean. So now I got it set to, I'm going to slide it this way because I'm going to unwrap the bread. We're not going to get many slices, unfortunately, but, and then, I don't know exactly what is the best way, but if you look on here, you can slide this on here nice and flat, hold this on there, and just, you know, I'm running out of room to hold on to. You can see that this bread is still pretty moist. And I botched that one up a little bit because I wasn't holding this perfectly flat on there. I'm going to try something else. Sometimes it's, that worked out better. Let the serrations do the cutting. And once I get to the end, okay, as you can see right there, we'll try one other thing here. I'm going to loosen these sides. I'm going to go to the 1/4 inch. That's kind of like pretty, almost too thin. Not sure what you would use that for though, but we will try it. Oops, I did that wrong. I had a hard time holding the knife. Yeah, it might be too thin. 1/4 inch might be too thin. I'm gonna try one other thing here just to see if it works. Okay, so 1/4 inch is not working for me. 1/2 inch worked really good. I'm gonna try it this way just to see if there's a difference. Okay. It seems to be working better. I need to look at the instructions a little bit better to find out if you look on here, there is a beveled edge. And one side's completely flat. I don't know which side is better to put it on here, but I will say though, this thing with store-bought bread, I didn't do a review with it because there's lots of reviews with store-bought bread. With this type of gluten-free bread, it's almost the consistency of like banana bread, and you can see on here you're still getting some of that moist residue left on there that makes it a little, this when it slides through, and that's by no fault of this slicer. It is the nature of gluten-free bread. But as you can see, I got some nice looking slices. I had the one little mistake one, that's on me, but yeah. So hopefully that was helpful. This is a pretty cool product. And like I said, it's kind of a neat one. Hopefully this was helpful. If you're in the market for a bread slicer that's easy to clean, that's made out of good materials, and a really nice knife. Yeah, it's okay, that's interesting. When you look at the knife, it actually says German high carbon stainless steel, and it's their Pro Series. I mean, it's a really nice knife, a full tang. I mean, it's built really nice. I was gonna see if I could like balance it on one finger, which it is balanced pretty good. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful. And like I said, the hardest thing about this product is pronouncing the name. I think it's Piklohas, but works really good. Really impressed with it. There is one negative. If you leave it set up at the 1/4 inch, it doesn't store too well. So you can drop it down, and then you've got the magnet holder on there to store the blade on there, and then clean it all off. The knife did come packed with a tip protector, which I will keep on here. There you go. Put that on there. That way, when it's stored, the knife edge is down, and if somebody bumps into it this way, you got the tip protector on there. But hopefully this was helpful. This was a neat product. It was kind of a fun one. So, and really like it. The wife likes it. I wish I will probably use it again in the future when we do some more bread. But for right now, until we make more bread, and when I say we, I mean Jenny makes more bread, this is will be for dinner tonight. But this is the knife set right here. Okay, got one more product on here. I'm gonna just unbox this and show you what it is. It is a propane detector and propane natural gas detector. One of the things, if you're living off-grid, homesteading, rural life, generally you have a propane stove and maybe propane heaters, but one of the things, unfortunately, you hear about ever so often is an off-grid remote property blowing up because of a propane leak. A lot of times codes, do-it-yourself, things like that, there's some small leaks and people don't catch them, and unfortunately things happen. So it is a really good idea to have a propane or natural gas detector in your house. And I will show you this one. It's a very inexpensive, and I'm going to unbox it and show it to you, but these I'm just going to plug into the house. I'm going to unbox this for you, if I can figure out how to unbox it. There we go. So what's in the box? Pretty simple. It's just a unit that lights up. And then little instructions. And that's really it. Let's do a little test of it really quick and see what happens. Peel plastic off. And as you can see, that film, that was the hardest thing to take off of there. Holy cow, the little tab tore off. Okay, so then we're just gonna... Hey, there we go, look at that. It is plugged in. Okay, trying to get this thing tested. This is the only thing I can come up with that's propane. It's a butane propane mix. End it there. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I gotta support this shirt because it was a gift. And I love it.